Okay, so first I'm gonna be taking an A4 size paper and I'm gonna fold it in half. Keep the edges in place and the alignment alright. I'm gonna set the crease in between. Now with this I get a line in the middle and I'm gonna fold the edges just where the line meets, keeping it in place and moving slowly by applying pressure just on the sides. Now I'm gonna do the same with this side. I'm gonna fold it, place it where the line meets, and then I'm gonna apply pressure on the sides. Like this. Now I'll give it another fold, again keeping the line, moving along the line, keeping the edges in place. I'm moving slowly, I'm not speeding up so that you do the same and you don't mess up. I'm just checking if I kept the paper in place. Now doing the same with this part too. Same thing. Just see where the line goes, keep your paper over there, keep the edges over there, and then apply pressure on the sides. Now after you have done this, you can close the strip and then set the crease again. Now just like this, I made the other two strips of paper with the same procedure, with the same technique. And now I'm gonna make the pointy part of the sword, the sharp point. For this I'm gonna fold it in such a manner that I get right angle triangles on the right side and on the left side. Like this. Applying pressure on the sides so that I get a crease, and after I've done this, I'm going to close it again. Moving along slowly and then applying pressure. Now with this I get the front part of the sword, the sharp point, and the strip moves along. Now the thing is how I'm going to combine this, the first strip. For this I have to work in this area just by lifting the upper two sides and not the lower ones. I'm keeping the lower ones down, just lifting the upper two, and then I'm going to apply the glue on the sides. You have to work with precision. You have to take the measurements and then apply the glue over there evenly, because this will determine the length of your sword, how much you stick it. Again I'm applying pressure and I'm waiting so that the glue dries and the paper sticks. Now with the same procedure, I'm going to stick this side of the sword too. I'm going to lift the upper two pieces and I'm keeping the lower ones down, and then I'm going to apply glue, spread it evenly on both sides, keeping the boundaries, and then I'm going to place the strip over here, seeing where the line goes and keeping the alignment in place. now I'm gonna fold it, close it again. Applying pressure so that I get a crease on the edges. And with this, I'm gonna seal the sword with glue. I'm gonna apply glue just on the sides and not in the middle. I'm out of supplies, so I'm just using this glue, the leftover glue. And I'm just applying the glue on the edges, you can see, not in the middle part. I'm moving along, I'm moving slowly. I've just speeded up this video. And then I'm gonna close it. See, it is sealed. Closing the edges. And with the glue, the sword is sealed. I've not applied the glue in the middle, and you'll get to know that later. You see? This part is done. Making the sword and then sealing it. This gets to be our first part, and now we're gonna move to the part where we work on the shaft. Now with this paper, I'll be working on the shaft by taking half of the paper, but for that I have to fold it and get a crease in between. I'm applying pressure on the edges so that I get a line. Now I'm gonna open it, and you see where the line goes? I'm gonna cut the paper from there. I'm only gonna use the first part of it and not the second one. I'll see the length of the paper, and I'm only gonna use and apply glue over there. So I'm keeping my thumb in place, that sets a boundary, and then I'm starting to apply the glue. Applying glue just on the edges. And now I'm gonna place the paper over there, and what I'll do, I'll just roll the paper over there, just on the shaft, so that I get a thick shaft. Like this. Now I'm just gonna speed up the video. You have to do the same. Roll it again and again, again and again. With this, you'll get a thick shaft to work on to make the design of Zoro's sword. You get a boundary too, and you're gonna work on that. Now I'm folding the paper inside so that I get a neat shaft and it doesn't get untidy. Sealing it again with glue, like this. See, you can see the boundary, you can see the thickness, you can see how I rolled it. Now, how to make this part of the sword. This is the most important part. For this, I took a cardboard, and you can see how thick it is by seeing the sides. you have to use a thick cardboard. I took it from an oil box. Now what I did is I just traced the outline and then I cut it out. I covered it with white paper. I made the design and I colored it, the yellow and the black color that you see. You can see the same thickness. Now for example, for my previous Zoro sword, I cut out a circle from the same cardboard, same thickness, covered it with white paper and then colored it. Made the design. The design is simple. And then I made a slit in between so that I insert the sword in the middle and it stays in place. You can see it's just the size of the sword. I mean the slit. Now I'll be using this this paper to make the sticks, to give the stiffness to the sword. I'm going to fold it in half, set the line in between, and from there I'm going to cut it. Again, I'm applying pressure so that I get a line in between, and you see where the line goes. I'm going to cut it from there. Now I'm going to move in a diagonal manner, rolling the paper in a diagonal fashion, like this. Now start to roll it. Now moving in a diagonal manner gives you a long sword and not a short one. You can try it at home. If you move in a diagonal manner, you get a long sword. Otherwise, you're gonna get a short sword. I mean a stick. Hold the stick so that the glue dries and doesn't open up. You can see. Now you can do the same with this strip of paper too. You can use as many sticks, as many strips, depending on the length of your sword. Like I made this long stick, just the size of my sword. I inserted the sticks together, the edges, like this. And with this I get a long sword. You're gonna use short sticks to make a long stick. And now you see the space in between. This is where I'm gonna insert the stick, and that's why I didn't apply the glue in the middle. Now the stick is getting long, so I'm just gonna fold it from the side and I'm gonna insert it. You can also cut it, but it depends upon you. I just took this circle for an example. You can cut the design which I just showed. You can see the stiffness. It isn't bending, it is flexible. Now you can copy the exact same design that I just made on your sword. The thing is same, everything is same, you have to just copy the design. You can see how flexible it is, how stiff it is. It isn't bending, and you can insert as many sticks as you want. I just inserted a single stick. You can insert 2 more. The capacity is of 3, so it depends upon you. You can pause the video over here and you can see you can copy the exact design. Now thanks for watching the video. Thanks for being part of this family. I'll see you again with another tutorial. Bye.